Do 2 W-2s make a W-4?
Are you kidding?
Hi, I'm April. I'm here to help. I know tax season can be a little messy. That's where filing with TaxAct can make all the difference. And with TaxAct, you get your maximum refund. Oh, looks like you really cleaned up. Switch to TaxAct and start for free.
TaxAct.
Hey.
Yeah.
Detected. The control point in proximity. Detecting additional. Incoming hostiles detected.
I love Trump, like as a person. I think Trump is funny and insightful, and I said this to Trump when he called me, all wounded about those texts. That was a moment in time where I was absolutely infuriated.
That was Tucker Carlson attempting to backpedal on some of the negative and insulting comments he had in regard to Donald Trump internally. And of course, the only reason why we know about them is the $1.6 billion Dominion defamation lawsuit that's been filed against Fox. Through that defamation lawsuit, we learned what the internal discussions were about Donald Trump and his lies about the 2020 election being stolen from him. Now, Tucker is desperately trying to hide the reality of how he feels about Trump during this conversation. It's truly pathetic. Now, before we get to any more of his ass kissing, actually, no, I want to address some of what he said in that first clip.
Yeah.
I think he's beautiful, he's funny, he's insightful. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, very natural skin tone, knows exactly how long a tie is supposed to be. He's a great guy all around.
He's in the best shape.
I've thought
best
about
golfer.
it all day, and I think I've figured out what he's doing there. I think he's lying. No, it's nonsense. I'm not saying that every bit is utter nonsense. I think that he's trying to cloak it with like a little bit of truth or whatever. First of all, I love him. No, you don't. I mean, look, in a deeper sense, a philosophical sense, I don't think you're capable of love literally anything.
He literally said, I hate him passionately in a January 4th, 2021 text message.
Yeah.
I hate him passionately.
He said he's funny. Maybe he thinks he's a little bit funny. I'll actually say that in particular, I think that Tucker might think that he's funny because Trump's brand of humor is cruel, and I think that Tucker Carlson probably can't maintain an erection without that.
Oh my God.
But I think he's insightful. Come on. You take one look at Tucker Carlson's face and you know exactly what sort of guy he is. He does not think that someone like Trump is insightful. He 100% believes that he is way more intelligent than Tucker Carlson, and I know that because I'm that exact same type of guy, and you do not think that he's insightful. Maybe you think that he's figured out something about, you know, how you activate the base or something like that. Maybe, because Tucker, of course, did the same thing. In remaking his image over the last 2 decades, he decided that I could just lie to people and it'll work. He's demonstrating that right now. But no, you don't love him. You don't think he's insightful. And it's his attempt to ingratiate himself to the base once again feels to me very like half-assed. Like even his tone of voice right there is, I love him. He's funny. He's insightful. Do I really? Am I good now? Can I stop,
He knows he needs to be a good boy because as we also learned through those internal message exchanges, he's terrified of Trump supporters turning on him. He's terrified of the value of Fox's shares going down as a result of viewership.
Well, Anna, did he address all of those points?
He didn't in the context. Well,
Trump's
yes.
a destroyer. He won't destroy us.
Let's get to those.
Okay.
Let's do a little refresher, right? Now, from one of the conversations Tucker Carlson had with his producer Alex Pfeiffer on November 6th of 2020, Alex Pfeiffer asks him or says, Trump has a pretty low rate at success in his business ventures. Tucker Carlson responded, that's for sure. All of them fail. What he's good at is destroying things. He's the undisputed world champion of that. I love him, says Tucker Carlson. Come on.
Who's your favorite politician? Like the one that you feel some personal either attachment to or support for?
I feel personal attachment to no one.
You like some people, okay? I'm not saying you stand them or whatever, but
the only politician that has consistently been right on the issues is Bernie Sanders.
Okay, so now imagine you're in his story momentarily angry at Bernie, and you text me, Bernie destroys everything he touches. He's the best person in the world at ruining everything. I love him. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's insightful.
Yeah.
Out of here.
But
and that's not even the worst thing he said about Trump. I'm sure you've got
there's more. There's more. Some of the texts that Tucker sent to his staffers on January 4th of 2021. We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. I hate him passionately.
What's going on, Kevin Hart here? We're coming back for season 8. Cold as balls. That's right. I said it. I know what you're saying. How many more of these are we going to do? Yeah.
Let's go. Here we go.
Guys, if I just follow. Is that? It's not a prop. Come on. What is it?
Here we go, baby.
Okay, how about we broaden up the spotlight a little bit?
Oh my God, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
You got a card too.
I can't believe you think alike. I didn't know you were into this. Guys, what do we do? Hey! Nobody told me about the UAV.
Oh, okay.
Are you panning up and down and just?
Yeah, I actually like that.
No, that's
just
enough.
keep it going back and forth.
Nope, it's over.
Lights.
Lights. There it is. Thank you.
Action.
Welcome to my show.
All right.
Cold as balls. Let's nip that in the bud. Look at you, man. Holy cow.
There we go.
Did you design the outfit?
No, I got a team of people to do that for me.
Yeah, of course. All right. Let me take this off so we can get started.
I'm actually gonna need your help. There's a clasp on the back.
Yeah, do me a favor and help me out too.
All right.
You just pull mine over my head.
You probably could have done this.
I need your help.
probably
Let me
could.
get that. That's too much money, buddy.
Yeah. That's
Watch yourself.
got a playing card.
Just throw it down. I got you, buddy. Let me get you. You don't really got to bend down. Here you go.
Okay, cool.
He's good. That's good.
Can I trust him?
No, but go ahead and give it to him. See what happens. Let's do it, baby. Showtime.
I don't know you, but don't lose this card.
Logan Paul, cold as balls. I mean, Logan, are we just going by like wrestler now? Like, what are we?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What are we saying now?
I don't know, Kev.
All right, well, I gotta give you the credit you deserve. Get in and sit on the back.
I'm excited for your show, dude. I've seen this show a lot.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get cold as balls.
I don't want you to feel like you gotta keep using the title of the show. Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, you don't have to keep saying cold as balls. Cold as balls. No, I'm saying like it's just
Cold as balls.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dude with the key ones, Logan Paul.
Thank you, yeah.
That's right.
Thank you.
Now we got a lot to discuss.
Sure.
You're boxing. You're a professional wrestler. You're a podcaster.
Yeah.
You're a businessman. You have your own energy drink.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have your own athletic clothing line. The business of you is just growing.
It's wild, man. Even just hearing you say it, like, I'm having a hard time comprehending, like, what's happening with my life. And by the way, I really appreciate what you're saying, but everything I've done is dwarfed by what you've done. But like, the way you've built your career is so much more impressive because you've done the same thing in just different verticals.
I feel like you didn't have to say dwarfed. I feel like
I could have said something else.
okay. Okay.
No, I appreciate what you're saying. It's been fun. I do what I love, and I mean, you know this, bro. Cliche, but hard work, man. I work so hard.
You know, Logan, I love hearing about your passion, man. My passion is moisturizer with shea butter, hand and body lotion with Old Spice. White hand, please. Yeah, this is it's just daily hydration. And
That
I've
was
always had a
smooth as hell.
You talking about your passion, I was like, well, I love to moisturize. I'm passionate about moisturizing,
Yeah.
especially with shea butter, hand and body lotion. So
Well, from Old Spice.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm talking 24 hours of hydration. Thank you, Old Spice. White hand, here. What I will say about your hard work that I have to admire, boxing, man, this is a different level. Like the respect, first of all, do you now respect the sport of boxing differently than you did like when you first started?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think people understand the type of mental toll that the sport can take on you. You know, like physically, obviously, it's hard. You have to be able to get hit in the face. And I remember the week before I fought Floyd, I was in my hotel room by myself, like, and with my mind about to like implode.
You're about to fight, arguably, the greatest boxer of all time.
As an 0-1 YouTuber.
Well, not only that, it's great that you got the job done of getting the paperwork. I got Floyd Mayweather to agree to fight me.
That's the win.
That's the win.
Yeah.
You not only got in there, but you gave a respectable performance to where like people walked away and it's not a gimmick anymore.
I owe Floyd a thanks.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, looking forward to receiving the rest of the money you owe me, but thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. He gave me an opportunity.
What is your relationship?
Non-existent.
Okay.
It was good, but there was like a money thing. We'll get it figured out.
There's always a money thing.
That's news to me, man.
Obviously, you're not familiar with the world of boxing.
I'm not.
There's always a money thing in the business of boxing.
Yeah. So do we ever actually get in the tub?
Yeah, but we gotta wait. See, because you got on leather pants, so it's gonna be different for you. Me, I'm actually gonna be cold. All right.
Okay.
We can't talk about you having leather pants without addressing you are now a professional wrestler. You now made the jump from professional boxing to now the biggest stages in the world of wrestling. What is it that you're thinking about, Logan, that's making you go, I'm gonna go here now?
The WWE curveball was so, like, it's natural to me. It's something that when I do it, my friends react like, why haven't you been doing this your whole life?
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's the 360-degree nature of the performance.
Okay.
When I'm boxing, I have to worry about one guy. When I'm wrestling, I'm concerned about everyone in the stadium.
Okay.
Right? It's my job. I'm getting paid to make sure everyone who paid good money for their seats and on TV is entertained. It's a lot of pressure, man.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm not a character. I'm me.
Yeah.
Like, that's my character, myself. Still kind of finding it, but like, I know that when I perform, like, it's gonna be fireworks every single time.
You know what I love about you, man? We have the same publicist. And I remember having a talk with him, and I'm like, he just actually believes that he can do the shit that he says.
I'm delusional.
Yeah, the person that you're getting is so authentic, so transparent, so real.
I've grown up in front of the world. My failures and my successes are all online. They're for the entire world to see. And so I got to live with the things that I do, and I've been humbled, many times. And I think it's just played into this this self-worth that I have, that like I got something to prove.
Even though they were the mistakes that they were severe, you need it.
I need to be checked by life. sometimes in like really drastic ways. I think I'm just so stubborn, and like you said, like my conviction in myself gets inflated to a level where like I need life to smack me in the dick.
Wyvern, the helo's out of commission. How the fuck did that happen? This situation needs
I've never
to
been
get
smacked,
locked
man.
down. Now.
I just
You
wanna
and
make it clear.
personally. Copy that.
I've been smacked in my face.
I can't say the same for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, life just smacked me in the dick so many times.
Yeah.
I've learned so much. I'm in a good place now here on the show, Cold as Balls.
You don't have to keep saying cold as balls. I understand. How do you feel you're now being received by your fans, by their fans?
I think they're receiving me well because I show up.
Yeah.
I show up, bro. Like, I tore my MCL. It's grade 3 tear halfway through my last match in Saudi Arabia. Like, mangled inside there. And I finished the match because what matters more in that moment in time than the millions of people watching? I don't know, the WWE fandom is like, it makes you want to do that, though.
Yeah.
It makes you want to put it all on the line.
What are you doing? Guys, I don't understand it. I really don't.
What's going on, Kev?
Well, this is what they do. This is their way of paying homage.
It was good. Yeah.
Nice one.
I like it. You guys are
They
good.
watched your match and they went, bam. He's not doing nothing for your social media.
Yo, what's up, y'all? We got Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart. He's right there.
This is what I want you to
Make
take.
sure to like and subscribe.
That's what you can do to your fans. All right, let's get deeper in the tub. Okay? Oh, yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Here we go, baby.
We good. This is nice.
What are you doing? He's got to answer. No, you don't need to do that.
All right, gangsters.
No. Get out. I'm gonna throw your phones in the goddamn tub, and I mean it. Let's get to the good questions, all right? Dude, I love the fact that your success is not just yours. It's shared. You and your brother have done an amazing job of growing as a band together, right? What was that household like early on?
We've always been close, Jake and I, but even now, our careers are running in parallel. We're the exact same, but also the exact opposite. In high school, it was the same. I was the nerd who loved sports, and Jake was a troublemaker, dude. Like, it's why his nickname is the problem child. But it's funny because now he's the person I love most in the world. What is he doing?
Damn, what are you... What
Oh my goodness.
are you doing?
Oh, he's got your hat.
Damn, I swear to God.
You do need to get
Are you taping us to go live?
Get it.
Yeah. And you better stop it before you drop that. All right? See, that's how you scare them.
That is true.
Okay, all right, you got my hat.
Got your
You
hat?
know what I got? I got your job. Because you're fired. Okay, this is really stupid. All right, let's get deeper in the tub. White hand, take the stools, please.
Oh, deeper.
Yeah. Here, White hand, take mine first. There you go. All right, so what's the downtime for you? How's your mental staying intact? Where is Logan Paul at mentally?
Incredibly happy. I thank God every day for what he's done to my life. You know, things get tough here and there, but like it's the life.
Did you ever reach a breaking point?
It's funny you asked that right now. 2 weeks ago, I had a little bit of a breakdown.
Really?
I think my mental fortitude is one of my most valuable assets. And I broke. I couldn't meet my girlfriend's father. We traveled to Denmark just to meet her family, and I just had a breakdown one night. I wasn't in the headspace to meet her dad for the first time. It happens.
Every once in a while, that armor cracks.
A little bit.
Yeah, you still go put it back on. You can
Stronger
glue it
than
back
before.
together.
Stronger than before.
You
Yeah.
fix it. I've been there. I truly do understand it. Kids, are you thinking about that world of settle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, dude. I want to be a dad. I really want to be a dad. It's exciting, as you know, to build an empire, or at least try to anyways, and make a career for yourself and your family. But something about the idea of like a generational legacy is way more impressive and exciting to me.
I love it, man. We're talking about, of course, not just life, not just success, but progression. Another thing, what you doing?
All right.
Hey, guys. No. We're having
Okay, boys.
We're having a good conversation.
Run it, boys! Hey, if me and my brother did this show without Kevin, you'd call it Cold as Paul's.
One thing that I gotta touch back on too, man, you got a WrestleMania coming up.
Yeah.
What's the world of thought behind this now, man?
I gotta go bigger, dude. I gotta do better than my last performance.
Yeah.
Which is getting harder and harder to do each time.
Yeah.
This is where WWE's fun, bro. It's a canvas. They're so creative.
Yeah.
We can do it. I can come up with anything. You know what I'm saying? It works really well for the type of creator, entertainer I am.
Guys, that doesn't get better than this. This is cold as balls. Spotlight.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel like the light, it went off. Is it still on me? 'Cause I want to do a thing. Guys, hit me with it one time.
On the flank.
Nope, that's not me. That's not me. One more time, hit me with it. I said hit me with it. Here we go. Nope, guys, it's the wrong black guy. All right, forget it. Spotlight off. That's how you control the show.
You got that.
Yeah. Hey, we got to end our show in true game fashion. Logan and I, we are going to partake in the world of boxing. Play a little game called Fast Hands.
Find a way to disable them.
Simple game, right? Just want to see who's got speed. I'll go first. Love me up. Why do you think? What club? These are women's clubs. Here. Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
Just giving a quick display of me doing fast hands. Get off. I didn't ask for that. Do it again. I think it was cool. Do it again. Do it now. Woo! All right, that's good. That's good.
Let's go, Kev. Don't hurt yourself.
100 punches coming in 6 seconds.
Run it.
3, 2, let them rip. Speed it up. How's that looking, Don? 2,000. Will we get the counter up there at the same time? If not, we'll do it in post. All right. I look good.
Yeah, we could get a spotlight on me.
Who are you talking to, Logan? Oh, all right. Well, we got it. Let's just go. No. Here, Ben, you can hold that. Yeah. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's get fast. Got it. 20. We did 20.
Not bad.
I had 1,000. This is Cold as Balls. I'm Kevin Hart, and I will not be boxing Logan Paul.
Ben, if I could get this back.
I know that. Listen.
Thank you, bro.
That's a broken grid waiting to happen. Get the hell out of here. I ain't boxing that man up. Not me.
He was saying, I was just mad at one of the staffers because the staffer gave me a list of names of dead voters, and it turned out some of them weren't dead. I was just mad at him. We're almost able to completely ignore Trump, and I can't wait for it. Which honestly, from Trump's point of view, he probably hates more than him literally saying he hates him, because Trump does not want to be ignored, certainly by some of the big audience. Tucker Carlson, and again, if you're a Tucker Carlson viewer, if you're a Trump fan, he does not want to have to talk about Trump. He wants Trump to be irrelevant. He wants Trump to have no influence, no say, no power. You don't want that. Why are you listening to a guy who desperately, passionately wants that to be true?
Also, look, this is a larger question that goes beyond Tucker Carlson, Fox News, and the pandering that they engage in order to maintain the audience they have. But what would happen if all hosts on all shows didn't pander at all and actually shared what they genuinely believed without caring about any backlash from the audience? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, I want your opinion on this because I was wondering about this because obviously, you know, while I tried to, like I think, you know, a lot of leftists or whatever, like empathy and compassion are pretty central to our value system. But that said, occasionally I just want people to suffer, including Tucker Carlson. So he is influential.
Yeah.
He's very wealthy and all that. He has many cabins with wood on the walls and everything. He cannot say what he really believes.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that kind of like a curse? You can be famous and you can be rich, but you can never say what you really believe. You have to say utter nonsense. You have to pretend to love people that you don't. Or does he not care?
No,
because
obviously
he pretends to be passionate about politics, so it would seem to be a curse to never be able to say what you really believe about politics.
I have trouble believing that anyone is comfortable feeling pressure to say things they don't actually believe, because I can't do that, right? Like, I struggle with having to pander to anybody, which is why, like, oftentimes I'll say what I actually believe. It'll lead to some backlash, and I don't know, I just don't care, because to me the backlash is worth it if I'm able to actually be honest about my genuine thoughts. You get what I'm saying? But for me, speaking my mind is more valuable than money. For a lot of people, money is more valuable than being able to speak their mind, right? So I don't know, it really depends on what your personal values are, in my opinion.
I hope it hurts him.
Now, last but not least, here are some of the messages that Tucker sent Pfeiffer, this time after the Capitol riots took place on January 6th. Trump has 2 weeks left. Once he's out, he becomes incalculably less powerful, even in the minds of his supporters. He's a demonic force, a destroyer, but he's not going to destroy us. I've been thinking about this every day for 4 years. Can we actually go back to the first clip, guys? Because I want you to keep that comment in your mind as you hear him being the pathetic coward that he is. Let's listen.
I love Trump, like as a person. I think Trump is funny and insightful, and I said this to Trump when he called me, all wounded about those texts. That was a moment in time where I was absolutely infuriated.
Showing up on the first page of Google might not be the best for everyone. But for business owners, it is. Take My Vintage's online store. It ranks for thousands of competitive keywords, like vintage clothing, which gets loads of searches on a monthly basis. And 80% of that traffic goes to their site. They also rank for over 1,000 images on Google. All of this drives tons of organic traffic every single month, leading to incredible organic growth year over year and a lot more sales. For those who want to be seen, Wix.com/SEO.
I mean, Trump has this incredible ability to unman all these like pretend strongmen.
Yeah, we've spent years mocking Mitt Romney for his dinner photo where he's like, and we've spent years mocking Ted Cruz for his photo. That Tucker Carlson clip is every bit as emasculating as all of that.
I love him. I love him.
No, but like think about where Tucker was on January 6th.
Like, I've been thinking for years about being able to move on from him.
We're almost there. No, he's back. And again, if you're a Trump fan, what are you doing following this guy? It is inarguable now. He hates not just Trump. He hates what you love about Trump. He hates the Trump movement, which you are a part of. He hates you. Why doesn't that bother you more? But it doesn't bother most. It bothers enough, I guess, that Tucker feels he needs to do this, which I did not predict he would have to do. I thought he wouldn't even bother to address it. But also, we've seen so many people, even some people that say they're on the left or whatever, where like they can reveal who they truly are, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because people they have this like inertia of this impression of you or a desire for what you represent in the past or whatever, and so people can maintain this cult status when they clearly are not the person they've been pretending to be.
1000%. Now, when Tucker Carlson said what he said about thinking about how he's looking forward to not having to deal with Trump for 4 years straight, every day for 4 years, Pfeiffer responded, "You're right, I don't want to let him destroy me either. The Trump anger spiral is vicious." And Carlson says, "That's for sure, deadly. It almost consumed me in November when Sidney Powell attacked us. It was very difficult to regain emotional control, but I knew I had to. We've got 2 weeks left. We can do this."
Pick up a phone. You're like pouring your heart out in text messages, man. I've never been that deep in text with my wife. It's with his producers.
Now, with those comments in mind, we have more of Tucker Carlson pathetically backpedaling. Let's listen.
Those particular texts were pulled at the moment where I was texting with one of my producers because some idiot on the Trump campaign had sent us the name of these dead voters who had voted, and we went and I repeated them on air, and it turns out some of them were alive. So I was just, I felt humiliated. Yeah, like what? And I thought that, and I think now that election was not on the level. It was not a free and fair election. I thought that then, I think it now. I will say this, my comments on TV, well, I think my texts reflect who I am. I'm vulgar in public, in private rather, and I use like bad language and stuff. I've worked in a newsroom my whole life, and my wife's always trying to improve me, which is fair. But my views are pretty transparent. I always say what I think. I can't keep track of too many lies. You know what I mean?
That is hilarious. That is one of the funniest statements I've heard from Tucker Carlson. On November 11th of 2020, by the way, Tucker Carlson claimed that dead people had voted in the election. That was a lie. He knew it was a lie. He said it anyway. Many of the dead voter claims he listed as evidence were immediately proven wrong. They were immediately debunked. Did he ever retract those statements?
He seemed humiliated by that. You'll notice he didn't like apologize to his viewers for him uncritically accepting an argument directly from a political campaign and then just broadcasting it without any thought whatsoever. That apparently didn't bother him.
Well, what he actually ended up doing was he apologized and kind of corrected his statements, except he said that some ballots, not as many as he thought, but some ballots were cast under dead people's names. Where's the evidence?
You're gonna have to ask the Trump camp, I guess. It's just, I mean, it's so odd. Like, I can't keep track of like too many lies, so I'm transparent. Well, don't worry, we'll keep track of your lies for you.
Yeah, we would do a good job at that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I love where he was like, okay, so you've seen who I am, and I will apologize about being vulgar. That's not what people ever, no, that's seriously, that's like your girlfriend coming to you and you're like, I see this sex tape that you made with another woman. And you're like, you know what? You've got me. I did say some really dirty things in that. That's not the thing that we're worried about at this point. We're worried about the cheating. But also, again, just to go back to the last graphic I think that you showed, can you put up the one where he's pouring his heart out for the producers or whatever?
You really like that one, John.
It's
you really like it.
Because again, if you're a Tucker Carlson viewer, if you're a MAGA person, I knew I had to. We've got 2 weeks left. We can do this.
We can do this.
We can do this. Wait, we can do what?
Hang in there, buddy.
We can hang in there until Biden is president.
I know.
And then I'll be saved. You guys were storming the barricades. He was desperately waiting for Joe Biden to be president, and only then would he feel relief.
You guys remember?
He's more excited for Biden to become president than I was at that point.
1,000%. I don't recall sending, you're a close friend of mine. I don't recall sending you a text message on election day saying like, oh my God, just a few more hours, John. Just hang in there, John. I can't wait for Biden.
But I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It really is. And remember, Tucker Carlson hit up Hunter Biden to get a recommendation letter for his son so his son would get accepted into some fancy private school.
Yep.
Okay, so I am actually very willing to believe that Tucker Carlson has an affinity for the Bidens and clearly despises Trump, but is so scared of Trump supporters that he will lie, he will degrade himself publicly, he will humiliate himself publicly. Oh, it's just so good. It's so good.
Thanks for watching The Uncurse. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you got to do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.
Another explosive filing in Dominion's $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox, and it was just unsealed. More emails, more text messages, and more deposition transcripts that we have not yet seen before today have been released, showing how Fox maliciously and intentionally spread election disinformation about the 2020 election. The decision to spread election disinformation went all the way up to the top, to Rupert Murdoch himself. His deposition transcripts were prominently featured in this recently unsealed filing. The filing also exposed Rupert Murdoch using Fox to promote Republican candidates like Lindsey Graham, providing the 2020 Trump campaign with Biden campaign TV ads before they were even released, and providing other confidential information that Fox had received about Biden, like deposition prep stuff and things like that. Some real frightening and despicable stuff here. On the topic of frightening and despicable stuff, Donald Trump went on his social media platform over the past 48 hours to again threaten and attack special counsel Jack Smith, calling Jack Smith, this is a direct quote from Donald Trump, a mad dog psycho, a thug, and further attacking Jack Smith's wife and family and friends. Look, folks, we've said it before and we'll say it again. Trump is a menace to the world. He is a menace to democracy who needs to be locked up yesterday. After the Republicans were called out and exposed for their plans to repeal or sunset Social Security and Medicare, they're now shifting gears, right? They're shifting gears to cut trillions of dollars in Medicaid, to cut $600 billion in the Affordable Care Act funding, to cut $400 billion in food stamps, and to have the budget for the Head Start program, which provides comprehensive early childhood education, health and nutrition, and parent involvement services to lower-income children and families. And Republicans intend to demand that this be implemented, or they are going to force America's debt into default, to cause America to forfeit on its full faith and credit. President Biden has responded. We will talk about it here. And in between calling for civil war and national divorce for red states, the MAGA Republican leader, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is pretending to be a fitness influencer, and she's posting videos of herself flailing violently and oddly from pull-up bars and doing push-ups. Yeah, you're seeing it right here. She's posting this for those who are just listening and not watching. Thank me later. And for those watching,
I looked at that part.
I'm so sorry. As I said before, you are watching fascism meet weirdness, and we cannot let ourselves ever be gaslit that this is normal, as large media networks try to do. But there's no doubt that there is a genuine civil war, if you will, going on within the Republican Party right now between the Trump and DeSantis factions. For example, CPAC, which promotes itself as the organization and go-to event of domestic terrorists, led by a man who was recently sued for groping the genitals of a Republican male staffer. That's now being viewed as essentially a Trump event. So DeSantis and Pence have said they aren't going there because they're going to get sued. And you have Trump continuing to attack DeSantis every day, calling him de sanctimonious. Look, enough of this MAGA Republican madness, people. We need stability. We need decency. We need compassion. We need
That helicopter took out the
This is
turbines.
the
We're
Midas
fucking
Touch Network.
stranded.
I'm Ben Meiselas, joined by my brothers Brett and Jordy Meiselas. I don't know if you noticed on that intro, I'm not tired right now. With all of the madness, I've been trying to make the tone.
People have noticed. People have noticed. Yeah,
I need because the reality is that it does, when I see some of this weirdness in this action, it does kind of make me upset. But I just think a calmer projection of it is probably a better way to.
I think it's healthier for you, B. I think it's probably better on your blood pressure that you react like that. But I could see it both ways. I like both of your deliveries.
When you watch the video like that of Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, how else sometimes are you supposed to react? How are you doing?
We'll get into that, but it's nice, Ben, because this is a little respite from the chaos, where we get to dissect the chaos and we get to expose just how ridiculous it all is. And sometimes you need to expose the ridiculousness and the silliness and the weirdness of the fascism. But what we have really seen today, I mean, when I saw the Fox files that were released, what was it, last week?
Yeah.
My jaw was on the floor. When today's dropped and I started to read through this filing in the Dominion $1.6 billion defamation suit against Fox, where we saw even more correspondence internally at Fox between executives, between hosts, between producers. We got the Murdoch transcript of his deposition, and reading those just shows truly the powers that we are up against here, folks. I mean, this is really, really no joke. And that's why this community is so important. And that's why it's all the more impressive that all of you, think about this, all of you were able to take on this Fox propaganda machine. And they were targeting Senate races, they were targeting congressional races, they were spreading lies and disinformation, and still do to this day, but I'm specifically talking about the 2020 election right here. But they were doing all that, and you guys stood up to them, and you guys defeated them. And that's why this community is so important, and that's why it's so essential for us to dig into this. I am excited to dig into this. I am enraged, and I'm trying to keep my calm voice on too, Ben, because I could be screaming about Murdoch here and all the corruption that's going on at Fox. But a lot to talk about. But right off the bat, I just want to say thank you, Midas Mighty. Thank you to this community. Because it's you that is the antidote to this poisonous fascism that is pervading this.
I like that, Brett. That was really
That's
well
off the
said.
dome. That's off the dome.
I bet it was. It seemed off. You're a poet. Look, I want to mix it up here real quick. I'm doing great. What we tend to do at the end of the show is tell people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm doing that now. Look, we just crossed over 900,000 subscribers on the YouTube. And it's all thanks to you who watch every single day and listen every single day. So please, right now, we're on our way to 1 million subscribers. We've deemed it the Midas Million Member Subscriber Marathon Month. We're gonna hit 1 million. Just come on, hit subscribe, and let's hit that 1 million this month. Let's do it.
Well, I much prefer you telling people to subscribe to our YouTube channel than how you started off the last podcast by telling everybody how you had a hairy back and how you wanted to shave your head.
I thought that's where they was heading to. I was worried. I wasn't sure how that transition was going to work.
What'd you say, Jordan? That I had to shave your back?
Such a lawyer move by Ben right there. You're just connecting two lines. I didn't say that, Ben. I said I shaved my back. Today, I'm wearing compression shorts. Why? So I can be more aerodynamic.
Okay, now we're getting back. Now we're getting back to TMI. But you know, that's what you get here at the Midas Touch Network, folks. Full transparency.
Always.
Full transparency. I've been Elliot Jordy's body.
All right, you're talking about my cross-exam of Jordy. Let's talk about some real cross-examination, though, and this is of the Dominion lawyers in their $1.6 billion defamation case against Fox. So the prior drop of text messages and emails and deposition transcripts came from Dominion's motion for summary judgment, where Dominion is essentially asking the court, look, court, at this point, we have overwhelming evidence that Fox committed defamation of our character, of our reputation. We want you, Judge, to automatically find that there is liability here. So let's just move on to the next phase, which is damages. So let's just go to the jury on damages alone. And you may remember, for example, like the Alex Jones case, even though it was held on different grounds because he didn't participate in discovery, so he was found in default, but that case was only on damages. He was already found to be liable. But essentially, that's what Dominion was asking. Find Fox liable based on all of the facts. No reasonable jury could ever disagree with this. The facts are just so overwhelming. So that's what that filed is. Fox, however, also filed its own motion for summary judgment. By the way, this is all going on in a Delaware Superior Court. And Fox is arguing to the judge, we want you, judge, to not even let this case get before a jury. We think that we have all of this immunity under the First Amendment. There's a neutral news gathering privilege, which we think we fall under. We want you to grant summary judgment for us and dismiss this case brought by Dominion. So the filing that was unsealed today was a filing made in early February by Dominion, which is the opposition to the Fox motion for summary judgment. Now, if the court denies all of these summary judgment motions, which I actually think the court will probably just deny all of the summary judgment motions and just let it go before a jury, because courts want to sometimes make the safe move in high-profile cases, and obviously Fox does not have a leg to stand, and I think the court should grant Dominion's motion for summary judgment. But
what is Fox's motion for summary judgment? Like, what are they asking for?
Dismiss the case. Dismiss the case.
It's so baffling because they're so.
Well, and their argument is the following: these crazy conspiracy theories that were out there were newsworthy. When a former president or then president is spreading conspiracy theories, we have an obligation to cover the conspiracy theories. And that's what we did. And we talked about the conspiracy theories on our program because as a news program, these were things, and they claim that this is something called like the neutral news gathering privilege, among other arguments. So that's what their argument is. And the give me an effing break is basically what Dominion argues in this filing. So Dominion goes, really? You claim that you are the neutral news gathering? That's what was going on here? Let me show you these emails, deposition transcripts, and text messages. And by the way, it goes all the way to the top to Rupert Murdoch. So I want to give everybody the context of like what this motion is. Why are we getting these messages? Not just, oh, these messages just kind of came out of thin air. No, it's in that context, in that posture. So let's go through this. And so this was one of the ones that I thought were just so outrageous. And one of the things Dominion lawyers do a great job is they put some of the most compelling stuff right at the front of these motions. So when asked why Fox continues to give a platform to people like Mike Lindell, who continues to this day to spout lies about Dominion, Murdoch agreed that it's not red or blue, that what it comes down to for him is it is green. In other words, it's about the money. And that's what Murdoch said in his own words. Rupert Murdoch also acknowledged in his deposition that numerous Fox hosts had endorsed at times this false notion of a stolen election. And just look at the kind of excellent cross-examination here. Question, this is from Dominion's lawyer. You are aware now that Fox did more than simply host these guests and give them a platform, correct? Answer, this is from Rupert Murdoch. I think you've shown me some material in support of that. Question, in fact, you are now aware that Fox endorsed at times this false notion of a stolen election. Answer, not Fox, no, not Fox, but maybe Lou Dobbs, maybe Maria as commentators. Question, we went through Fox host Maria Bartiromo. Yes. Answer, yes. Come on. We went over Fox host Janine Pirro. Answer, I think so. Fox business host Lou Dobbs. Oh, a lot. Question, Fox host Sean Hannity. Murdoch a bit. Question. All were in that document, correct? Answer. Yes, they were. Question. About Fox endorsing the narrative of a stolen election, correct? Answer. No, some of our commentators were endorsing it. Question. About their endorsement of a stolen election. Answer. Yes, they endorsed it. So I just want to applaud the lawyer there, though, for Dominion, because you saw Rupert Murdoch trying to wiggle out of it, right? He was saying, no, it's just the commentators. Okay, let's go through
It's
the
like
commentators.
It's their opinions of it's the opinions of the commentators. It's not the Fox News opinion. Oh, is it our entire primetime lineup and all of our commentators throughout the day? Everybody who we air on our network? Oh, sure. It doesn't mean we endorse it if we air them all day long. It's so absurd. You can't.
But by the way, go back to the very first page of that deposition right there. Perfect. So going to my point, why I'm trying to give our listeners and viewers the perspective of what the law is here and what Fox is arguing, that this is like a neutral news gathering immunity that they're arguing. It's the exact question that the lawyer's asking, right? And the lawyer doesn't phrase it and say, did you violate the neutral news gathering immunity? But this is how she phrases it. You are aware now that Fox did more than simply host these guests and give them in other words, the Fox hosts did more than just be neutral gatherers, right? And then answer, I think you've shown me some material in support of that. In other words, that right there to me deads the summary judgment motion. And the lawyers for Dominion knew that, but that's why that question was just so brilliantly done. But you go on throughout this filing, for example, Rupert Murdoch, we learn, gave Jared Kushner access to Fox confidential information about Biden's ads, apparently showing them to him before they were public. And when you see this, for those watching, you see the deposition or you see portions of the filing. I'll read it for those just listening. During Trump's campaign, Rupert provided Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor, Jared Kushner, with Fox confidential information about Biden's ads, along with debate strategy. And now when you see there, it says EX600, R Murdoch 210 6-9, 213 17-20, EX603. What that just means is Exhibit 600. R Murdoch means that's the deposition of Rupert Murdoch. And where this is specifically admitted to by Murdoch is page 210, lines 6 through 9. Page 213, lines 17 to 20, and Exhibit 603, which is likely an email where the preview of Biden's ads were turned over by Murdoch, directly by Murdoch to Jared Kushner. So that's what that means if you're following along with the filing and you see like, what are all these words there? That's what it means. These are just direct quotes from deposition transcripts, right? It's not spin, it's not exaggeration.
It's not
These
a
are the
theory
facts.
that oh, maybe this happened. No, it sure seemed like they were working together. This is Rupert Murdoch himself saying it. And it really shows you that the phrase is true, that every accusation with these people is always a confession every single time. How often has Trump, in his deranged posts, in his deranged speeches that he gives around the country to these weird crowds in bizarre parking lots and various places, does he say, they spied on my campaign, they spied on my campaign. Meanwhile, he, Fox, Rupert Murdoch, Jared Kushner were all colluding together and were actually spying on the Biden campaign. That's what we're learning here. And just think about the breach of trust here. There's the breach of just basic business ethics. The Biden campaign buys an ad time on Fox News. Rupert Murdoch finds out about it. And the first thing he does is he runs to Jared Kushner and the Trump campaign to give him an exclusive sneak peek on the ad that Biden's running. That right there is collusion. That right there is election interference coming from Fox. This is not a news network. This is a propaganda network. If anything, this is also just like a super PAC. This is a political organization. This is not even resembling any bit of a news network.
I agree with you, Brett. And you remember when the political action arm of Midas tried to buy an ad on Fox about the January 6th insurrection, and we just displayed the facts. They refused to run it, despite the fact that the Midas political action arm wanted to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to run that ad. They refused to do it. They suppressed that. And that ultimately kind of, like, I wonder if Rupert Murdoch was ultimately involved in that decision. Sure. Because I think he probably was. We see how intimately involved he is in all of these decision makings. Let's go down, Brett, to what we have marked as photo 11, which is a Lachlan Murdoch to Suzanne Scott. Suzanne Scott's the CEO of Fox. And this is about Fox's coverage of a November 14th pro-Trump rally. And going into the filing, Scott responded, yes, thanks. And when Lachlan then criticized Leland Vitter's coverage as, quote, smug and obnoxious, Scott said she was, quote, calling now to direct Vitter's producer to fix the issue. And indeed she did. Executive David Clark reported, quote, also got a call by Jay who heard from SS, Suzanne Scott, the CEO, that Leland was being smug and condescending. I texted him and told him to cut it out. And DC EP spoke to him, other executives spoke to him. Lachlan even gave his input on the Chiron that appeared at the bottom of the broadcast, telling Suzanne Scott, the CEO, quote, the ticker at the bottom of the screen is all wrong, way too wordy, and anti-Trump whenever possible. Like, why is it like this? And then there's the one that basically